The alternative station, Joe Jewett in the morning show on CD 102.5. It's 8:47 now. Time for our weekly gaming report. That is brought to you by Comic Town, your source for comic books and more. Jeremy from Gaming Nexus in. How you doing, Jeremy?
I'm doing pretty good.
Tell us what's up this week.
Kind of a slower week. It's more about quality.
How is it already a time for a slower week again?
Compared to how it's been. There's still titles coming out this week, but last week there were overall probably close to 10 games. Like only 4 or 5.
It's sort of SNL with us because we got to the end and it was a bunch of crap, and then it wasn't even anything we're talking about, and then you come back with like 2 good weeks and then we're off again.
Well, like I said, just 'cause it's a little slower doesn't mean the games are bad. There's some big ones this week.
The ones that are coming out are good.
Yes. Highly anticipated titles. First one is a Japanese role-playing game for the PlayStation 3 called No Kuni, Wrath of the White Witch. This was actually released in Japan last year, and it's finally making its way over here. And it's a Japanese RPG, real family-friendly, rated E for everyone, but it's a collaboration between a gaming studio and an animation studio. So it really looks like, a lot of people describe them as this, but it's really true. It looks like a cartoon come to life. Somebody sees you playing this, they're not going to be sure if you're watching a cartoon or if you're playing a game. But it's a story about a little boy who loses his mother, and he's there crying one night, and his tears bring his little favorite stuffed animal to life. And then it introduces him to a world of magic and takes him to an alternate reality to go on these adventures. Long game, you're talking 40 or 50 hours. Deep, a little more complicated being a role-playing game, but content-wise, kind of family-friendly. Good for everybody.
Who's it geared towards, though? I mean, anybody can play, but who's it geared towards?
I'd say a little more mature in terms of understanding how to play. Because it's not like you're running around hitting a button to swing a sword. It's like a turn-based system.
It's not a content type thing for maturity, but it's actual gameplay.
Interface and interaction, and probably some of the subject matter is a little more complicated. It deals a lot with his mourning his mom's death. But reviews have been through the roof. They're calling it one of the best games we've seen in years, and arguably the best available on the PlayStation 3 to date.
Ni no Kuni, Wrath of the White Witch. That is for PlayStation 3.
Yep, and also out this week is a digital title called Decay. This is available for pretty much everything. Wii U, Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, and PC. And this comes from acclaimed developer Double Fine and the mind of Ron Gilbert. Now, a lot of gamers know Ron Gilbert. He was responsible for some classic titles like Maniac Mansion and the early Monkey Island games, where they're very twisted, comedic tales with a twisted sense of humor, but very entertaining. But this one is actually about a magical cave, and the cave actually narrates the tale, and this cave can show people their dreams and desires, but in order to get there, they have to kind of delve a little deeper into their darker traits. So basically, there's a crew that shows up there of 7 people across all space and time. You got like a medieval knight, a pair of twins from the early 1900s, scientists from modern day. And you got to pick 3 of them, and those 3 have to work together to make their way through the cave. So depending on what 3 you get, they all have different traits. So every combination can get you to different places in the cave. It's just kind of an old school style adventure. Our reviewer absolutely loved it.
It sounds fun, actually.
Gave it an 8 out of 10. He says it really reminded him of older games. When it's simpler, it's really just about the experience. It's not a deep story. It's not complicated mechanics. But it's getting these 3 people. You might have a hillbilly from Arkansas in the early 1900s and working with a modern-day scientist and trying to use the best of their abilities to accomplish a single goal. Exactly.
All right, that's The Cave, and what is that out for?
That is out for pretty much everything. Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, Steam, and the Wii U.
Okay, cool. People want more information, Jeremy, how do they get it?
They can find more about these and more at GamingNexus.com.
All right, thanks, man. 851.
CD 102.5.